Every person is now a target in a written statement calling the Supreme Court majority the, quote, grand marshal for a parade of racial terror in Los Angeles. U.S. Attorney Bill Assaley says federal agents are enforcing the law, not racially profiling anyone.
Illegal immigrants tend to be day laborers. They tend to congregate at Home Depot. That's not something in our control. Those are just the facts. And we are allowed to use those facts to form reasonable suspicion. And we can detain people very briefly to figure out if they're here illegally.
The federal prosecutor accusing the California governor and L.A. mayor of obstructing efforts to enforce the law. Mayor Karen Bass calls today's Supreme Court ruling un-American. It stays a lower court decision that blocked the raids while the legal fight continues. As the president keeps warning that a federal crime crackdown will expand, he's pointing to the recently released footage of a deadly subway stabbing in Charlotte, North Carolina, where a 23-year-old woman who fled war-torn Ukraine was killed by another passenger.
Lunatic just got up and started. It's right on the tape. Not really watchable because it's so horrible, but just viciously stabbed. She's just sitting there. So they're evil people. We have to be able to handle that. If we don't handle that, we don't have a country.
The suspect has a lengthy record.
DeCarlos Brown with quite a criminal history. Arrests ranging from the misuse of the 911 system to assault on a female, once again raising concerns about the revolving door from local judges and local municipalities about letting criminals out too soon.
Fox's David Spunt. Bond denied in Maryland for the man accused of killing a 19-year-old woman whose body was found nearly 2 weeks after video footage shows her getting into a car. The Dow up 114 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
The Supreme Court's Chief Justice says the president can fire a member of the Federal Trade Commission for now.
The president said FTC member Rebecca Slaughter was fired in March. She sued. Last week, an appeals court said she could be reinstated to the role because she needed to be fired for cause. But the Supreme Court's Chief Justice, John Roberts, has said the president's decision to fire her can hold for now pending litigation. Another Democratic FTC commissioner was fired. He also sued, but then he resigned from the commission and his case was dismissed. Federal Reserve Board Governor Lisa Cook is also suing the president over his effort to fire her. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
In Mexico, it's now at least 10 people dead after a freight train hit a double-decker bus earlier today northwest of Mexico City. That collision is under investigation. Philadelphia's main transit provider will get money it needs to continue daily services.
Governor Josh Shapiro approved as much as $394 million in capital funds for the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority, or SEPTA. It will help avoid service cuts over the next 2 years. Last week, SEPTA cut transit service by 20% as it faced a fiscal crisis. Prior to Governor Shapiro's funding approval, a judge ordered SEPTA to restore the routes that were cut. SEPTA points to events next year: World Cup soccer, a baseball all-star game, and America's 250th birthday as a reason to keep full service. But there will still be a 21.5% rate hike for customers. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Recapping Wall Street, the NASDAQ with a record close up 98 points to 21,798. The S&P just shy of a record finish after hitting new highs during the session. And the Dow with a late rally up 114 to 45,514, but that's not a record. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
You think football is still fun?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes. No.
No?
Sir.
Well, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not by
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
Wrong.
Here comes the
one and only Jay Lane.
We talk about everything. If you guys want the real talk.
Touchdown, Illinois!
If you win games, it takes care of everything.
Bacon up the middle and ahead to the 15.
First and 10 for the Illini. Football is such an emotional game. The stakes are just higher.
Illinois upsets Maryland on homecoming.
We are high on the hopium.
One other thing.
I love the war chant.
Do it.
Let's go!
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. Good afternoon. I'm Curtis Allen, and it is a Victory Monday and the Jay Lehman Hour. Jay, welcome back, man.
Always good to be here, and I'm excited to talk about the big W, the big win.
My goodness.
By Illinois. It just doesn't happen a lot, guys. So this is the first Power 4, now Power 4, not Power 5, road win in the non-con since 2007.
Since you were in uniform.
At Syracuse. No, we usually like to play basketball schools, right? Like we talked about this. Syracuse, UConn, UNC, Duke, Kansas. That's who our non-con opponents are. Played Virginia. Well, we got ourselves a basketball school who was pretty good at football, and we beat Duke, so I was excited to see that.
Yeah, and beat Duke handily in all three phases, in particular in that second half. Full transparency, I didn't get to see the first half of football. I was at a soccer game with my kiddos, but I was trying to be the dad that was paying attention to what they were doing and also checking my phone for a score update. And then by the time we got home for the second half, it was the Hank Beatty show, and man, what a second half of football.
You picked the right half to miss.
Okay,
so number one. Number two, the DVR is great for that, although you try to keep yourself from knowing the score, so it looks like that. It's difficult, right? But hey, you're with your daughter and having a great – was it your daughter you said?
Both of us, my son and daughter, were both playing.
Playing soccer.
So, yeah, little man was in at goalie. Had a shutout. He was fantastic. I was very proud. And my daughter was in at defender, flipped the field a couple of times. So I was a happy human on Saturday watching the kiddos play and then coming home and watching the Illini game. Well, let's start with the first half. The little bit that I did see highlight-wise, what were some of the adjustments that you saw, Jay, between the first half and the second half for the Illini?
Well, I think Duke really this was the first Power 4 game for the Illini. That's obvious. They played an FCS opponent before the week prior, and I think the speed of the game kind of took them off guard a little bit. How fast that front seven was moving for Duke. They were stunting a lot, getting vertical, meaning getting the gaps and coming downhill rather, and cutting off some of the outside zone plays that we wanted to run. Got some tackles for loss. Really, tricked our protection a little bit and just beat some of our guys outright. J.C. Davis got beat off as far as that beat off the ball by Anthony, their good defensive end, who had 2.5 sacks in the game. So you had all these things, and you kind of got off schedule, and then all the time I think I heard that they were 3rd and 9 was their average third down. So they were struggling on first and second down, plays right into what Duke wanted to do, which is to bring pressure. And whether it's on Luke or on the offensive line, I think there was probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
They had sacks. Now, you don't hit the quarterback in the spring. So sometimes that internal clock of when do I got to get the ball out isn't quite that crisp in week 1, week 2, especially when playing a fast front like Duke. And I think Luke got better at getting the ball out, number 1. Number 2, they got a little bit more protection. Number 3, Luke was way more accurate in the second half than he was the first half. He was missing balls he doesn't usually miss. One to Colin Dixon in the end zone. There was one also on some of the slant routes to Hudson Clement. You're just like, man, he doesn't seem like he's on point. Now, he shored that up along with the offensive line. It was a tale of two halves. But What's so interesting to me, Curtis, is that in prior years, a game like this, when you play this bad up front, Illinois could be down 21-3 at half. Instead, they were up 14-3 because of some of the special teams miscues, the muff punt by Duke, getting a turnover here and there. That was the 2 turnovers kept them in the game and leading the game. They had their fair share of mistakes. They weren't great. Had a silly penalty by Daniel Brown, which I don't think will happen again, that extended a drive. But all those things add up, and you're still 14-13, and you're like, we just played the worst half of football we've played in a long time.
Yeah.
If we can clean up that. And they did. They go up and drop 31 in the second half, which I'm trying to remember last time a team dropped 31. An Illinois team did that against a Power 4 opponent, and that's been a while too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was great to see them respond, and that experience is the key, right, Curtis? Because now you're going to go to Indiana, who's playing Kennesaw State, Old Dominion. I think they play Indiana State this week.
Yep.
They're not necessarily battle tested the way we are. We went on the road. We played a good Duke team, a bowl team last year. You had to overcome some stuff. It was hot. You had to play a lot of guys. There was some great depth that we saw. We saw Tanner Heckel make some plays. We saw some guys that we have not been accustomed to. We saw Khalil Valentine make some plays, and we'll get into all of that. But you saw a total team effort, and that's what's exciting for me is that you have that under your belt. You certainly don't want to play Duke again. You can go into the next one, but you're happy you got that win.
Well, to your point, you talked about the end of the first half and going, man, we just played the worst half of football we probably could have, at least up to this point. As a player, what does that do to you mentally? What are you thinking about in the 15 minutes or so before you come back out onto the field for the second half?
Well, I think there's two sides. So I think Duke on one side is saying, wow, we are dominating these guys. If we clean up the turnovers, we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
Which they didn't. And then if you're Illinois, you're like, listen, we played horrible. We're fortunate to be up one. If we're just better up front and our quarterback's as accurate as we can be, then we're going to win this game. Yeah. And I think they made some adjustments where, hey, if you're going to sell it on the run or try to sell it and bring pressure, and you're going to have a 20-yard cushion on Hank Beatty, good luck. Because there was probably 4 or 5 routes. He ran 8 yards and stopped. I mean, think if you were an Illinois fan watching that, like, who's guarding that guy?
Right.
I mean, there were some of these were contested catches, and the receivers played well. But some of these, I mean, he just stopped. They like they were throwing in the yard. And then I will give credit where credit's due. Hank Beatty is better after the catch, and for that matter, after when he gets the ball, running the ball. He's had a touchdown as well there. Then I give him credit for.
Talk about that, the Wildcat. I've never been a fan of a Wildcat formation, but it looked pretty smooth running it with Hank on Saturday.
Well, I mean, Hank was a high school quarterback for some different personnels they had at Sacred Heart, at Rochester, excuse me.
Rochester, yeah.
And he also played receiver. Just a good athlete with the ball in his hands. What I liked is the way they shifted the strength of the formation. So they shifted not only Beatty into quarterback, they shifted the tight end to the other side. That switches the calls for the defense. But if you look at every lineman on that play, they all had tremendous reach blocks. So reach block is someone's way over to my right, the play's going right, and I've got to get my head on the left ear hole, if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
Of that defensive lineman. Josh Kreutz had one of the best reach blocks I've ever seen. I mean, he reached a guy 2 guys over on that, was very quick off the ball. It was that blocking and then using Luke Altmaier as that decoy, right? Because they fake the pitch to Luke, and you think, okay, here comes the quarterback pass. And I like the area of the field they did it in where, hey, if we can pop off a 25 to 30-yard run, it's going to be a touchdown, right? You always want to do sometimes you don't want to use a 40-yard play when you're 80 yards away. You want to use a 40-yard play where you can get a touchdown for sure.
Yeah.
And you had a feeling that could be a big play the way they lined it up and Caden Fagan leading around. So I really, really liked, especially in the second half, some of the calls that Barry Lunny had in the red zone. Justin Bowick, they nailed Justin Bowick. They had kind of the barge formation, and they hit him on that slant. And Bowick was able to make that touchdown. He had another good catch in the first half that was tremendous. And then Colin Dixon in the second half, they had it drawn up where they just do a receiver screen. He walked into the end zone.
Untouched.
I mean, if you're
amazing.
a Duke fan, you're like, is anyone guarding that guy?
Why did that? Yeah,
I mean, there was 4 guys out there. They motioned 1 guy back, and then that leaves only 2 defenders out there instead of 3. Colin Dixon simply walks in because the tight end's a block for him up front. So there was a lot of different nuances in this game, especially in the second half. It was cool to see Barry Lunny get in his bag. and mix the run and pass. And you felt like when Tanner Heckel got that pick, there was just this grinding of an 80, 90-yard drive from Illinois that really took the soul out of Duke. And when Bielema gets up on you in the fourth quarter and can run the ball, it gets very, very hard to get off the field. You're getting tired. Now, Malik Elzy had some good catches in there as well. Want to give credit with that. It's not just like they were just running and running, but they had a good balance in there, and that really took the soul of that Duke team.
Especially behind that veteran offensive line that the Illini have. It was, to your point, it was over when you see that. You can feel it as a fan, as a viewer, when a team is just done, regardless of what's on the clock.
It felt like whether it was conditioning or we just had better depth. It felt like we had just kind of taken the momentum so much. And that Tanner Heckel play, that interception was special.
Oh, it was awesome.
His ability to flip hips and make the play. I do hear a lot of people. I have one guy in here from Marcus from Colorado says, hey, people have been critical about this.
Yeah.
Hey, I get it. We didn't play our best last year. We won some super close ones. And now we're first, and now through the first two, we're winning big. Want us to be happy about that. And I agree and want us to celebrate. I agree with that. I mean, something we haven't done in a long time is win a non-con road game against a power four opponent. But what I really like is like the lessons that you learn from it, right? As far as, hey, we didn't play great, we overcame. We won a game on the road. It was hot. Our depth is what I'm really excited about, though, because you can test the depth of a football team by two things. One, how good is their special teams? Special teams has won us some games. It seldom loses us a game. We're well coached. In a critical time, we got that muff punt. And our depth, I didn't feel like we really dropped off when Tanner Heckel comes in the game, or when the second team D-line comes in the game, or when Khalil Valentine comes in the game.
Yeah.
We have depth at receiver. Justin Bowick and Hudson Clement don't start, but they make some tremendous catches.
One thing that stuck out to me, and I've seen it go around on Twitter today, is what Coach Henry talked about Heckel, and he's like, what impressed me is watching him play basketball as a high school player. Like, okay, he can go up. So now I have a little bit of confidence in him, and I like feeling impressed and putting him in at defensive back and not feeling like there was going to be a drop-off because he can go up and get the ball, because he can challenge every pass play downfield.
We saw this, right? We saw this last year. He was a gunner on the punt team, did tremendous. If you look at that muff punt, he didn't cause the muff punt, but when a Duke guy was trying to recover it, it looked like Tanner Heckel raked his arms out and maybe hit the ball out of his hand so our guy could recover it. I mean, as a defender, to get your hand on the ball 3 times is difficult, and he did that. He had a sack fumble. And he had that interception. So it's good to see that depth. And I would call these not necessary. Sometimes you get lucky on turnovers. I think 4 of these, maybe the muff punt was lucky, but 4 of these turnovers were distinct intentional takeaways. You had the Gabe Akis play where he got upfield and then still contained and raked the ball out of the quarterback, along with Heckel. You had Matthew Bailey who, just zeroed in on that ball and punched it out to get a fumble in the second half. That was big, right?
Peanut Tillman getting a shout out on the game as well was funny.
The peanut punch, right? And then you had Tanner Heckel with the pick, and so who made a tremendous play on the wheel route in the red zone. 2 of those turnovers were in critical junctures as far as in the red zone. The other one was after a big play by Duke where Matthew Bailey knocked it out. And so, but these were intentional coached things. These weren't like, oh, I just threw the ball up for grabs at the end of the half and the guy got a pick, or I fumbled with nobody touching me, or there was a quarterback center exchange that was bad. No, those are turnovers. I call these takeaways. I think that was the difference is Aaron Henry made them go the length of the field. Did they give up a lot of yards? We had somebody in here, Matt from Cincinnati, says, I was worried about how many yards they gave up.
Yeah, I've seen that a few.
And I would say this. Turnovers are number one, the great equalizer, but a lot of offensive corners and defensive corners would tell you there's really only one stat that matters. Obviously, the winning matters. The losing matters, but it's really scoring offense and scoring defense. How many points do you give up, and how many points can you get?
Well, to your point again from the Max Twin City Recycling text line, that is kind of the tale of both halves and the tale of how Illini fans are feeling after Saturday. You've got Marcus in Colorado, who's like, Jay, bring the heat. Come on, man. Everyone, I'm seeing a lot of people be critical. Sure. Let's all settle down. And then on the other side is Matt and Sydney saying, anybody else concerned about the yards? Like, to me, it feels a lot like We talked about this last week, sustained success, and what that does, not just for a team or a program, but for the fan base as well. Illini fans aren't used to sustained success with football, and there is this like, okay, when is it going to go bad feeling throughout the fan base. So how do you dissuade some of that, Jay?
Well, first off, I think that's what Brett's been trying to change, is that mindset.
That culture, yeah.
And I think because he's done a good job with his staff and with the players, that mindset has changed with the players. I don't think they're waiting for that. I don't think they have the history that us fans have with this program. They're 3, 4, 5 at the most years into it. Some of them are just here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they only know Illinois football under Brett Bielema. So I think that's something we put on this team unfairly.
Yeah.
So much has changed in college football over the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, yet we continue to judge it through the lens of this is who we are as a program. We're number 9 in the country right now.
Bingo.
Take a snapshot, take a screenshot, whatever you want to do. If you would have told me 5 years ago when Brett took this job, hey, you're going to be top 10 in the program, I would be more than pleasantly surprised. I'd be doing cartwheels. Unfortunately, I'm not doing cartwheels now because I'm unable to do that. But
are you sure? I don't know. You're still in pretty good shape.
We should try it out. But I would say I would say this too. And this would be, I need an analysis on this or somebody look it up. I'm sure somebody on Twitter could find it. You look at the average ranking of players that Illinois has on their team and from their recruiting classes over the last 3 or 4 years, the players that are playing there right now, transfers and people they've recruited to Illinois from out of high school. And I bet you their ranking compared to their recruit ranking is the most disproportionate ratio of any other top 10 team. So who's in the top 10 right now? Penn State, Ohio State,
right.
Oregon, we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas, I think, is still somewhere in the top 10.
Georgia's still in the...
Georgia,
yeah.
right? Georgia's up there. LSU's up there.
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So take those schools, the schools that are above us, and say, okay, what is their recruiting ranking compared to ours? And so you'd have to say a couple things off of that is, well, they obviously have a high... So let's say that they have an average of 4-star and we're an average of 3.2. I don't know.
Sure.
Okay? You'd have to say, well, one, we've got a coach who knows how to develop talent. 2, we've got a coach that knows how to spot maybe talent that is overlooked. Gabe Ackus had an offer to Tulane coming out of high school, yet is going to be an NFL outside linebacker defensive end.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You look at a guy like Tanner Heckel, 8-man football, yet he had a sack, fumble, and a pick in a Power 4 game on the road. Okay? Xavier Scott, another guy. You're like, okay, well, who are these guys? Hank Beatty, he had an offer from Iowa State. That's about it. We beat him out for that, and Illinois takes him. So you're like, this is good evaluations. And then number 3, it tells me we've got some high character guys because you can't get better over time unless you have high character guys that are willing to be coached, willing to put on muscle, willing to be pushed. And I think those are what we see with what Coach Bielema has done is he's getting the most out of this program right now. Still a long season to go, still 10 regular season games, possibility for a Big Ten championship game, possibility for playoffs, right? Possibility for bowl, but 10 more guaranteed games. And we'll see how that plays out, but you got to feel good about where Illinois is at as a program right now. And we've been through some bad years.
Yeah.
And we've also been to games where it was over with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. I mean, there's been a couple games, maybe Virginia in 2021, Oregon last year, where you felt like we didn't, Wisconsin maybe a couple years back, 3 years back, you felt like we didn't have a chance. It always feels like we're at least in the game and have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I've seen a lot online about concerns about the 9th ranked, and we've talked a lot about sustained success. And Brett trying to kind of break that mindset. I want to play something for you real quick, and this is from his presser today. Bielema, when he found out and talked with Josh Whitman about being ranked 9th in the country.
I thought it was funny. So Josh and I talk pretty much every day, right? And Josh is in Chicago with the athletic directors. So last night we'd been kind of playing phone tag. We sat by each other on a plane and were able to kind of have, some conversations there. But then he said, hey, I'm going to be in Chicago tomorrow night. Let's touch base. And so everything was kind of happening real fast yesterday, just during the course of the day, a Sunday, as it always is. And so I don't think we actually ended up connected till it was almost 9 o'clock or so. And we talked about a couple of things that were on our radar that we just naturally talk about, a lot of different things. And he goes, there's something else. And he like said it twice, and I brought up some other things, and then he said, oh, yeah. He goes, hey, you're ranked in the top 10. Congrats. And I kind of laughed, and he laughed because, like, it really wasn't a part of our conversation. I think that kind of just obviously very excited, and it's a lot of great things out there for people to talk about. I know even just that crowd on Saturday, right? Like to hear that many people, and I know that's not by chance. I know that people are excited about Illinois football, and I think that's a good thing. And, just by the judge of requests that Brett's come to me with, from a media standpoint, the people that want to talk to us. I think Luke's going on the Rome show, right? Like just fun for those guys to have those fun things as well. But I really do think these guys are all about the game in front of them.
Yeah, Jim Rome. So that's if you didn't catch that, Altmaier's going on the Jim Rome show.
Like Rome is burning? He still has a show? Is that serious or what is it?
Dude, it's on, I think, like some sort of an NBC satellite thing. I think. Last I knew.
I mean, he used to be big time. Growing up, Jim Rome used to be like big, you know?
I just don't want him to get in Luke's head and poison him with whatever Jim Rome thinks.
Yeah.
No, but one thing that I wanted to point out from there, Bielema plays it real cool. This is a real funny haha kind of. He's playing it real cool about being ranked 9th, but you can tell he's very excited about where the program is. 1 and 2, he makes it a point to mention here's some of the extra stuff that's going to come along with this, but the guys are focused on Western Michigan.
Sure.
Yeah.
What I love about what Brett has done is his ability to win a big game like this and be totally beyond it the next. Like you listen to that press conference, he's kind of totally beyond it and like, okay, let's go Western Michigan. I think in the past we were too busy celebrating. We got to win. I mean, I remember that first win, and I think Brett said this against Nebraska, like his very first game, and we beat Nebraska, and the town goes berserk. And he's like, if I would have known the town was going to go this crazy after one win, and they were kind of happy with him the first year. He went 5-7. He's like, I didn't come here to go 5-7 either. Now, I think what's interesting for Illinois fans to think about is, when he took this job, there was a Big Ten West. And if you look at the Big Ten West now, man, do you think you can beat Purdue and Northwestern? Yes. Do you think you can beat Wisconsin and Nebraska? Probably. Nobody looks great.
Right.
There's still a lot to be seen. Iowa just got beat by Iowa State. Same old Iowa offense, great defense, bad offense.
Yep.
But you're like, oh, man. But at the same time, Illinois is playing who's ever on their schedule. I have been one that has said, I don't believe the schedule's easy. I have never said it, but that seems to be this narrative that's out there because I believe finally for once in their life, USC is underrated. Usually they're completely overrated.
Agreed.
They're totally underrated with the athletes that they have in Lincoln Riley. I mean, they're going to be averaging 60 points a game when they come here. Somebody's going to have to score 40 points to win that game because they're going to score. Indiana, of course, when we get Indiana back on the schedule, they're, a defending playoff team.
Right. And
they're going to be 3-0. I think Washington's a tough place to go and win a game. Jed Fish's second year, Ryan Walters is the D coordinator, plays Bielema tough.
Yeah.
We've seen that. And of course you have Ohio State. And other guys. That's not saying the other teams aren't good. I'm just naming a few. Like it's not an easy road.
No, at all. And you're giving perspective to what the schedule really is. That narrative of it being a soft schedule or a weak schedule, I completely disagree with. It is the Jay Lehman Hour on the Drive. And Jay, we can't do this without our fine sponsors, sir.
We really can't. CEFCU, CEFCU.com. CEFCU is not a bank, it's better. It is your one-stop shop credit union for auto, home, and commercial loans. Building a brick-and-mortar location right here on North Prospect in Champaign. You got to check out CEFCU, CEFCU.com. A&R Mechanical's been serving Champaign County for over 100 years, started in 1925. They have been part of iconic structures like the State Farm Center and the Memorial Stadium addition, as well as Carl Hospitals and many other buildings on campus. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, home of the free 10-year protection plan. Long Branch Steakhouse. Do not forget the fried pickles when you get your ribeye or the fried mushrooms. And Trinity Home Medical Equipment. That's TrinityHME.com. If you are into blood glucose monitoring devices, you got to check out TrinityHME.com. They could have a device for you that can make your life a whole lot easier.
All right, Jay, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll turn the page. Well, we'll put a bow on the Duke game, but turn the page and look ahead to Western Michigan. Sold out this weekend at Memorial Stadium. And if you want to chime in, you got a question for Jay, let us know. Hit us up on the Max Twin City Recycling text line, 217-359-2255. It is The Drive.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com. At Freedom Roofing, they stand for quality, integrity, and the American way. Locally owned and built on trust, they take pride in protecting what matters most, your home. Their expert team delivers top-notch craftsmanship with unbeatable customer service because you deserve nothing less. When storms hit or roofs age, call the name that stands for strength. Freedom Roofing, proudly serving our community because your roof should be as strong as the country we call home. Freedom Roofing, built on trust, powered by integrity. Visit freedomchampagne.com.
Back to school means back to Jets. Right now, get a build your own large 2-topping pizza for just $14.99 with code JETS101. Choose your crust, Detroit style, hand tossed, or thin, and make it yours with bold flavors like turbo, butter, garlic, or Cajun. Perfect for feeding hungry kindergartners all the way to worn out grad students. For a limited time, get your large 2-topping pizza for $14.99 now at jetspizza.com with code JETS101. It's not just pizza, it's Jets Pizza.
Tim Onstad, Gale Forex Trucking, and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. Give me a holler. We'll get you going and get things happening.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do installation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance, and they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today, 217-586-3863, or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. Evan going to be joining the show a little late. That's all right. I've got this fine co-host. You probably heard of him. Jay Lehman in studio. It is the Jay Lehman Hour on The Drive. And just kind of putting a bow on our conversation about the Illini's big win over Duke on the road. We got a great text that came in from Heath on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. He says, to go along with what Jay is saying, there's a TikTok college football commentator who seems to not like Illinois. He said he picked Duke and it was a no-brainer. When he was criticized afterwards, he doubled down and basically said Duke gave it all away, but yards aren't the whole story. We first forced 4 turnovers, And there's a lot there from Heath on the text line, but he pointed out, it was a dominant second half, Jay.
Absolutely dominant. And yeah, do you have turnovers and that plays into it? For sure. But the reality is that's part of the game.
It's part of the game. Let me ask you this. Why do people discredit turnovers when they freaking happen in a game? Why is it?
They happen all the time.
Yeah, they're not going to get 4 every game. Okay, fine. But they got 4 on Saturday. What?
The funny thing is I could say, yeah, but our quarterback was not near as accurate as he should be in the first half.
Right.
It doesn't happen every game, but it happened. Right?
It happened.
What if he was accurate?
Why are we wired that way?
What if he was like this is why we play the game, okay? This is because players make mistakes.
Yeah.
And players sometimes play better than you think. This is why people say never bet on sports, because you never know what's going to happen. A 2.5 point spread went to 26 real quick.
Real quick, buddy.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
real quick.
Real quick. So you beat a team 10x by what Vegas said you should beat a team by.
Yeah.
But yet you still have trolls out there, TikTok trolls, that basically say, they gave it away. Sometimes, in a rare case, you could maybe make the argument, yes, they gave it away, they won by 2 or whatever. But when somebody wins by 26, they have fourth quarter. Turnovers or not, they got boat raced in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Do we have room to improve? Yes. Offensive line was not good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you really want the offensive line to be dominant? Because if the offensive line gets dominant, and we've had pretty good run defense aside from that first drive against Duke, only gave up 82 yards rushing. You turn this into a high-class, high-caliber run attack, which I believe you have the bodies and the linemen to do.
Right.
This is a playoff team. I really believe that.
Yeah.
But until we can run the ball consistently, we can't have Luke Altmaier bail us out, and you can't just rely on let's have turnovers set us up.
Right.
Now, it's okay to play complementary football where our line's not great, but we have a quarterback that can sling it to Hank Beatty and make plays. That's called being a football team. Not everybody's going to be on all cylinders every game. You have to have guys and position groups that will play better and play worse, but as a team, what is the end result? That hopefully is a W and a win.
We talk about this quite often, that you're going to have a game where the defense wins the game for you, and we've talked about there's going to be games where Luke's going to have to win it for you. Yes, it needs to be a bit more consistent. One of my favorite follows on social media, he's not a troll. He'd probably smash most trolls, is Olin Kreutz. I love following Olin because he takes you on an emotional roller coaster on his Twitter, watching his son in the Illini play.
I have not followed it. Is it what does he say?
He does what you do. He points out nuance. He's talking about different line play, where a guard's feet might be or where his hands are, and why somebody got beat on the edge. Things that most fans probably aren't thinking about. But at the same time, he celebrates the wins just like a fan would as well. He's happy to see his son succeed.
And James Kreutz played well as well for Dylan Rosiak. So there's 2 kids playing.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I go back to the sustained success thing. I think some fans need to pump their brakes, but there's this bubble that I know that Illini fans can live in. I understand it. I'm a part of the bubble as well. But outside of that bubble, there has been a lot of negativity of people just not wanting to buy in that Illinois could be a top 10 team. And I think that's kind of what you got with the TikTok troll and some of the other stuff I've seen on Twitter, some of the other negative stuff. 217 just hit us up on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. That's because the TikTok guy can't be famous or get views without these types of takes.
It seems you do need ridiculous takes to get noticed. And that used to be, and I like the guy. That used to be Colin Cowherd. I feel like he always had like the antithesis, take, right?
Right.
Like he's going to do that. And Jim Rome kind of maybe had some takes with his attitude and what the way he presented it. Yes, there are some takes like that, but you could only do those so much without just hitting on some of them, right?
Yeah.
I think Cowherd's hit on some of them as well. There's a lot of TikTok guys that, are going to do this, and people are going to follow who they want to follow based on what they say.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, we seek out, this is big picture stuff, we seek out media that reinforces what we already believe. So we want to follow somebody that's going to tell us that our team is great, or that whatever whatever we think or feel is the right way to think and feel. So there's an audience for everybody. But is kind of just, I go back to like when we were in college in the early stages of Facebook, and a lot of this stuff didn't exist, but now anybody can have a Twitch or a TikTok and be an expert because they can paste a logo. And I'm getting up on a soapbox. I apologize.
Between Twitter and social media, there's a lot of stuff that people can post. Also, it's tough being a college athlete now. Everybody's got a phone on them.
Oh my goodness, so it's tough to escape it.
They can see you. I mean, everybody can. Who knows when you're being filmed? If you walk into a bar, if you do this, if you're there, I mean, it's all on film. I mean, you see it all. We see the lady at the Phillies game take a ball from a guy.
Yes.
And now she's just like plastered everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean, people don't even know her name, but they call her Karen.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that is, kind of, it's what we live in. I see Big Def. Big Def always chimes in.
Yeah.
I think Big Def's out on the East Coast. I think it's Jersey. But he says, hey, the first half was the iron will of Luke Altmaier overcoming the O-line. Jay knows I've been critical of Lunny over the years, but he put on an absolute clinic. A clinic. That's high praise for Big Def. Big Def has been critical of Big Barry. After the Barry's not that big. I shouldn't say Big Barry, but
he's average size
Barry.
Barry.
Average size Barry. After the Duke punt return penalty, giving us the ball back and working around the O-line, it was a pleasure to watch him work. I will say that I would agree that Lunny was in his bag, especially in the high red zone area, that 15 to 25 yard area.
Yeah.
He had some plays to really take a hit. He was cutthroat when it came to sudden change with the ball back, or we had that penalty where we had 2 8s on the field. Our coach, Chris Hurd, the assistant special teams coach, said that. He then had a big play to Beatty, right? Also in the red zone, super creative. We talked about the Colin Dixon, he just walked in. We talked about Justin Bowick, able to get in. All those plays that he was creative. There was a 4th down he was creative on some movement where he faked the jet sweep and gave it to Jordan Anderson for a 1-yard gain. So he was creative in that, hey, he adjusted at halftime. They looked like a different team at halftime. And you felt like the coaches nor Luke Altmaier got rattled, and that's what you're going to need as we play some better teams down the road. The USCs, the Indianas. You're going to have to win close games and make plays in critical moments, and I think that's what he's able to do.
Big Def chimed in as well on the Phillies Karen. He said it's united the fan base out here, boys. There you go. Let's go, Big Def.
He brought it back to the Phillies Karen. Yeah, he's living in the Philly burbs in Jersey, so he's got to cross the bridge to get to Philly. One time I played for the Eagles, so I'm familiar with that bridge.
Yeah.
But yes.
Every once in a while, okay, well, last week I told you off the air, like, I love the social media stuff that you do. It's fun, it's informative, and it reflects on what you're doing with work, but it's fun. Every once in a while, I will see this classic video of you that pops up from Illini fans. You know the one I'm going to ask you about?
It's got to be the Pack of Hyenas.
Pack of Hyenas one. That popped up again over the weekend, and it said, some dudes are just made to play football.
Yeah, that was
and it's
from
you.
Dan Casey. Yeah, he's a good follow on Twitter as well.
So did you have to, I know that you didn't have the phone like kids do now,
Sure.
but how did any of that stuff ever affect you, some of that negative stuff that can come from a fan base? Or did you ever, how did you deal with some of that stuff?
Well, I would say this. I think I played way too early.
You missed it, yeah.
I played too early in my career, meaning that I was a freshman and sophomore that really shouldn't be playing on the field yet because I wasn't good enough, but there was nobody ahead of me to beat me out. And what you saw was a guy, you're like, this guy's horrible. But really, I probably shouldn't have been on the field till late sophomore year, junior year, senior year, and got more stronger, got faster, got more experience. And what ends up happening is after my sophomore year, there was a bunch of new recruits coming in with Ron Zook, and like, hey, let's get Lehman, let's just bench him. He's not good. And some of that is legit. Some of that's like, okay, that's deserved because I didn't play as well as I probably should have, but I was also very young and had all that experience, and then that compounded to be an all Big Ten player as a junior, All-American as a senior. And so you have to be careful of that. Is somebody just playing too young? And you use that as fuel. You're like, okay, well, people are saying this. Some of this is your own fans. They don't understand the whole story. They don't understand.
Right.
Maybe you are injured, but you're not on the injury report. Like your hand really hurts or your ankle hurts. There's tons of injuries that you never know about. And so I think you play through that, and you just have to know, okay, I just got to do what I can do today to give myself the best chance to play, myself the best chance, my team the best chance to win, and stay on it like that rather than get caught up in that noise. But I think it's harder now than it was then.
Yeah.
There's a lot more noise.
Oh, I agree. It is the Jay Lehman Hour of the Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. Evan Stone coming in a little later in the show. So let's turn the page and let's talk about the Western Michigan game on Saturday. Coach Bielema today in his presser, this is just a real short clip I want to play for you, Jay, maybe about 45 seconds, where he's talking. It's a very respectful, just kind of coach talk, but I want to get your take on it.
Yeah, I have really a lot of respect for Coach Taylor. He, I love his story just because former walk-on at Alabama. I was a former walk-on, right? To earn the position that he is, and then to see his coaching position or see his coaching resume, and knew some people that knew him and in the profession, and have had a chance now to be around him a couple different times. Just super impressed with who he is, what he is. That first year putting in his program, his style, and go last year to a bowl game and see the growth of the program, and it's very apparent on film once you pop it on. I started watching them last February when we were diving into our new opponents that we hadn't seen. So super respectful, play really good complementary football. I think what they do offensively, defensively, special teams, you see it all kind of makes sense the way they play. So a tremendous challenge on Saturday.
So he talked about complementary football, and traditionally with the Broncos at Western Michigan, they have had a litany of tackles that have gone on to play in the NFL. It's usually a run-first team, but he's talking a lot about complementary football. Have you had a chance to dive in too much on Western Michigan?
No, I haven't. This is a team, it's going to be a mid-level MAC team. Mm-hmm. We should win this game by 25, 30 points. Yeah. It shouldn't be a game. I want to see us clean up our run game. It's more about what we do. I want to see us stay healthy. We got Dylan Rosiak a little bit banged up. You got Aiden Lawfrey a little bit banged up. You got Juice Clark a little bit banged up. Can you get those guys back for Indiana is the question. I don't think – stranger things have happened. Listen, MAC teams used to really give Illinois a run for their money.
Yeah.
Eastern Michigan beat us. Toledo almost beat us a couple years ago.
There was, I believe, during the Lovey run when Western Michigan got the Illini in a game that was penciled in as a W. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things out there that, could happen, but I just think Illinois is going to lock in on this.
Yeah. And it's a sold-out game, which is awesome. And by the way, if you'd like to go, we have your chance right here. During the Jay Lehman Hour, all you got to do is text Illini to 217-359-2255. That's Illini to 217-359-2255. Some pretty solid seats for you for the Western Michigan game. That's all thanks to Parlor Donuts and our friends at Jets Pizza as well. We got a little bit of time left on the Jay Lehman Hour, but we don't get to do this without our sponsors, sir.
No, we don't. CEFCU, CEFCU.com. CEFCU is your neighborhood credit union, not a bank. Better auto, home, and commercial loans. They can do it all. Deposits. You can have savings accounts, checkings accounts. CEFCU.com. They're building a brick and mortar here in Champaign, so check them out at CEFCU.com. And their location they're building on North Prospect. A&R Mechanical been serving this community for 100 years. You talk about HVAC, plumbing, electrical. They can do it all. A&R Mechanical is 100 years old and part of some iconic structures like the State Farm Center, the Memorial Stadium Addition, Carl Hospital, and many other campus buildings. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, home of the free 10-year protection plan. Guys, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, located on North Neal and Champaign, also in Bloomington, Decatur, and Springfield. They are your hometown store for all your appliance needs. The Long Branch Steakhouse. Guys, do not forget the fried pickles. Do not forget the fried mushrooms. And, of course, the ribeye steaks. And TrinityHME.com. That's Trinity Home Medical Equipment. TrinityHME.com for blood glucose monitoring systems. Thank you for being a sponsor. Boy, the text line just blew up with that, hey, give me free tickets.
Turns out people are listening. How about that?
They are listening. I like what Big Def says here. He says, hey, I was there before the pack of hyenas, Jay. You went on my Illini Mount Rushmore when we were late and close at home versus Ohio State in 06. You were conducting an ILL Illini chant right from the mic between downs. That's all I needed to see. Right from the mic. Oh, from the mic linebacker between downs. I was. ILL Illini. We were getting hyped that game. We were close. We lost 17-10 that game.
Yeah.
So thanks for that memory. I would also say this, and people don't know this, the pack of hyenas. That's a little story of where I got that. I don't know if you want to go to ad or you want to tease that. But I will tell you the Pack Hyenas origin story when we come back.
Let's do that. All right, I'm in. Pack of Hyenas origin story next. It's the Jay Lehman Hour on the Drive.
Confused by all the Medicare mail? You're not alone. At the Rumsey Group, your local Medicare agency, we'll sit down with you, review your doctors and prescriptions, and help you choose a plan that fits your needs. Call the Rumsey Group today at 217-363-3031. Don't wait. The annual enrollment period ends on December 7th. We're the Rumsey Group. No pressure, just the help you need.
When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad. Built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's BERGtanksinc.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Mom, she won't stop touching me. Breakfast stinks.
Guys, no phones at the table.
Family dinner time? Not easy. But you know what is easy? OSF On-Call Urgent Care. When you need convenient, affordable care for minor illnesses and injuries, you need OSF On-Call Urgent Care. Be seen in person or connect 24/7 online when and where you need it. Learn more at osfoncall.org/urgentcare.
Hi, this is Kevin Rogers, president of the Philo Exchange Bank. Our bank's been through the ups and downs of the local agricultural community since 1883. With over 147 years of combined lending experience, let our local ag lenders work with you and help your farming operations succeed. Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
There's a chill in the air, but you can still swim at Urbana Park District. Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center is open Monday through Friday for lap swim and water exercise. Swim laps are weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The pool will be open for public swim from October 13th through the 17th from noon to 5 p.m. Call 217-384-7665 for more information or online at urbanaparks.org. Urbana Park District. You belong here.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. Evan Stone's in the studio.
I made it.
You made it. Thank goodness. And of course...
Thank goodness.
No, I'm just happy you're here.
Oh,
it
good.
is the Jay Lehman Hour as well. Of course, Jay Lehman in studio. I was worried that maybe a pack of hyenas had taken you out on your way here, sir, and that's why you were running late.
I would not win that battle.
The legendary pack of hyenas. So this video circulates. You can go look on YouTube, say Jay Lehman pack of hyenas, and you're going to see a clip of me during the Ohio State game. I did something they sat down with me in the middle of the week, ABC Sports, and they said, hey, they were talking about the game, and then describe your defense, and this is why I said this pack in like some weird country accent. I don't know where it came from, but it's kind of cringy when you go back and listen to it with the hair, and it's kind of bad. But where I got that was we had a defensive line coach named Tom Sims, and he's like, we're like a wild pack of hyenas. And I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, the hyenas are the meanest animal around. And if they all get together, they can take down the king of the jungle, a lion. And I was like, is this some like Lion King remix?
I was going to say, it sounds like the Lion King.
What is this? So I was like, they said, describe it as I said, we're like a pack of hyenas. So I never gave Tom Sims credit. So sorry, I'm going to give Tom Sims credit now. But we're like a pack of hyenas, and they can take down the king of the jungle. And the inference there was that Ohio State was number one.
Right.
So the inference was, hey, I'm inferring that these hyenas can take down the king of the jungle if they all play together. And I think that's why they loved it, because it was me basically saying, we can do this.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me saying, like, we're going to win like Dana Howard style, which would be even cooler if I did that. Because I think in 93 or 94, he called the Ohio State win, right?
Yeah.
Which is Illinois lore. And so, that's the Pat Kahina story and the history behind it.
Well, first of all, you said the hair was cringe. I got to tell you, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Do you ever miss the long locks?
Listen, I started the long hair. People think that was AJ Hawk.
No, it wasn't AJ Hawk. We know.
I had the long hair before anybody had. Then they got really trendy about 2008 through 2015, and then everybody's like, "Yeah, let's do beards," and then it's like, "Let's do high taper fades." Now, like the low taper fades are in with kids and stuff like that. So
perms are back.
Perms are back.
Yeah.
I've lost, although I coach 8th graders, so I really understand what the fashion trends are and how ridiculous they look.
My son asked me if he could get a perm a week or two ago. I was like, you have super short hair, 1, 2. I go, you know who else had a perm? Grandma. Grandma had a perm back in the 80s. You want hair like Grandma?
I feel like every grandma had like that poofy perm, like permanent perm, like the poof perm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I do. My mom
That's what all the
had
kids
poof
want
perm.
nowadays.
Yeah, the poof
That's
perm.
what they want.
Yeah.
The broccoli head. Yeah.
Is that Mahomes' fault?
He's
the coolest, right? Yeah.
Kinda. Hey, I'm real big on every generation looks dumb when they're in their generation. They like it. And everyone else thinks they look dumb. Yeah.
Bowl cuts. We're all around the same age. Remember bowl? You never had a bowl cut, did you?
Yeah,
I had the bowl
I
cut.
didn't have one, but it was a favorite of my mom on my sister, right? Because they just like easy, like bowl cut, right?
Yeah.
That was, and then the part down the middle as well was a big thing.
Oh yeah.
Just go look at those early '90s movies like Angels in the Outfield or like Dennis the Menace or something like that, and you'll see like those are the haircuts. You're
we
wow.
We had them. Yeah. Oh God, they were bad. They were really bad. But at the time they were really cool. You though in college, that's the locks, man. And then Clay Matthews ruined it, and AJ Hawk ruined it. And yeah.
What's sad is that I was not even the best 47 on the football field at the Rose Bowl. That was Clay Matthews, who at that time was the backup linebacker for USC. and he was like, "Who's this guy? Oh, he's really really good." So,
where'd 47 come from? Did you get to choose that, or was it given to you?
So when my brothers at Central were 86 and 84, but my brother when he played in the East-West Shrine game, which is an all-star game for high school football players, played at St. Teresa High School. They gave him the number 47. I was like, that kind of looks cool for a linebacker. I liked the 7, and 47 is a linebacker in the 40s or 50s. So as a freshman in high school, I got 47. And didn't realize that it was like a favorite kicker number as well. Like a lot of FSU kickers had 47. I was like, I don't know if I like that. Now, as a true freshman, fun fact, and if anybody can find this jersey, I actually had 48 at Illinois and then changed it to 47 going into my redshirt freshman season. So, because 47 was taken by a guy, then he got moved off the team, and then I got to take 47, and I was like, thank goodness I got 47, because Danny Clark already had 48 on lockdown. 40 was already on lockdown for Dana Howard, right?
Yeah.
51, that was Hardy. 50 was Butkus. Derek Brownlow was also a 48, but not in my era. So you can see all these different numbers that come up and like, I want to be 47. You want to be the player that if you see a number, you're like, I remember that. Like when I say 7, you think of what player for Illinois?
Juice Williams.
Juice Williams, yeah.
Juice Williams.
Okay? It's like, come on, Curtis, come on.
Now this one's
crap.
This one's tricky.
He pointed right at me.
When I say 5, what 2 players come to mind?
Rashard Mendenhall.
And same position.
Michael LaShore.
There you go, right? When I say 6, what player comes to mind?
Jay Cutler.
Josh Ferguson.
No, not Ferguson. Another player. Brandon Lloyd,
wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we can play. This is an easy one. When I say 97, who comes to mind? Come on, guys.
Clay Nurse.
Simeon Rice.
Yeah, but Clay Nurse also is 97.
Putting in there. When I say this is 80s, when I say number 1,
Doug Williams.
80s, it's not Doug Williams. It's
Mike Williams.
No, not Mike Williams. David Williams.
It was one of those names.
Williams. When I say number 1 in the 2000s, you think
D. Brown.
Vontae Davis.
Okay.
I guess I'm better at this game. I'm an announcer and I look at numbers all the time. When
you know what you're doing to me? You're it's like when somebody goes, they give me the song title. They'll be like, track number 8 on the album. I don't know what that is. What's track number 8 on the album? And then they give me the title. I was like, oh yeah, I know that song.
There you go.
Just give me the name.
Track and number. So there we go.
Oh my goodness.
That's a fun game. I like it. Someone said that's all guys need. They could hang out all night and just like randomly say, Chargers. Be like, LaDainian Tomlinson.
21.
And just
keep going.
Go
Who's
on
Junior Seau? Oh,
go
my
on
goodness.
and on about it.
And just go.
What was Junior?
That's it.
56, 58? See, now I'm off the rails.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was 55.
55.
I was going to say, I had a Seau jersey as
Biscuits.
a kid.
Yeah.
The dark blue. Oh, those were nice jerseys.
And the powder blue is good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jay, it has been a blast. Now I feel like I have to go study. I didn't know I was going to get pop quiz,
Dude.
and I am embarrassed.
From hyenas to numbers to Duke to playoffs to
That's what we do.
the
man.
Western Michigan Broncos. We covered a lot of ground.
We covered a lot.
Did you
today.
guys
No
get
stone
to-
left unturned until Stone got here.
Until I got here. There's one stone I don't think was talked about. Did you guys get to high school football? There was a Centennial Central football game.
I knew that
this
was
week.
coming. I was hoping
I didn't know if you guys got to it
I
yet.
wasn't going to talk about it because that's I wasn't going to steal anybody's
8-6
thunder.
Barn burner.
I heard there was about 30 flags in the game, but the
Oh my
Chargers for
gosh.
the 7th year in a row, which
7
pains me
years,
to say
baby.
it, but I'm going to take it like a man. They won 8-6, fair and square. I hope we see them in the playoffs.
There you go.
I don't know if either will be the playoffs, but hopefully.
That's what
We'll get together for a flag football game afterwards.
There we go.
If you were watching on the stream, Jay did this like shifty eyes thing when he said playoffs.
Playoffs?
Well, Centennial basketball and Central basketball, they play like 4 times a year. They play like in the Thanksgiving tournament, 2 games in the regular season.
The way
They'll
it
play
should
like
be.
Centralia. They'll play like in the regional. It's like, all right, let's play 5 times.
We should just have 9 games in the high school football season. It should just be Centennial Central.
Yep.
You know what? Sign me up for
At
that.
Tommy Stewart, we'll see you there.
There you
Curtis
go.
can be the play-by-play.
See you there.
Oh, I'm in for that, baby.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Jay, it's good to see you.
Yeah, you too, guys.
Absolute
Appreciate
blast
you.
as always. Jay, thank you for coming in. We will do this again next week. How about it?
See you next week, fellas.
All right, we got to catch a break. It is The Drive.
We're back. Today's topic, home appliances. Our guest is Paul Reekin from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hey, Chris.
Caller, go ahead.
Yo, hey, I messed up.
Uh-oh.
I'm appliance shopping at a big box store. Can't seem to find anyone to help me. What do I do?
I get this one a lot. You actually may not find anyone.
What can be done?
Well, at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, one of our trained low-pressure sales associates will greet you when you come in and be ready to find you the best deal on an appliance.
Great. I still don't see anyone here. Hello.
He's off the grid, Paul.
We'll get him the help he needs. Let's take another call.
You're on with Paul from Dick Van Dyke.
My oven is only a few years old and already needs a repair. I bought it from a store that said they have service. I haven't seen a repairman yet, and it's been 2 weeks.
Oh, this is a bad one. Ma'am, lots of stores claim to have repair service, but if they can't get to you in 2 days or less, that's not service at all. We'll get a factory-trained technician out to you right away.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
At F&B Wealth Management, it's not just about numbers, it's about people and communities. Hi, I'm Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank and F&B Wealth Management. Our team is united by a shared passion for helping you achieve your financial goals. We are equipped and eager to work together to craft personalized financial solutions just for you, including retirement planning, risk management through life insurance, long-term care insurance planning, and investment advisory services. Together, we will celebrate milestones, navigate life's transitions, and build a financial future that reflects your values. Experience the difference of a team that truly cares. Visit investwithfnb.com to learn more about dedicated advisors and start your journey toward a financial confidence today.
F&B Wealth Management is a division of Fisher National Bank. F&B securities are not insured by the FDIC, not a deposit or other obligation of or guaranteed by the depository institution, subject to investment risks, including possible loss of the principal amount invested. Securities, insurance, and investment advisory services are offered through Midwestern Securities Trading Company, LLC, MSTC, member FINRA, SIPC, MSTC, and F&B are not affiliated.
F&B Wealth Management, supporting exceptional communities full of exceptional people.
When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad. Built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's BERG Tanksinc.com. ESPN.com.
One unmistakable voice, one night only, an evening with Amy Grant, live in concert. Multiple Grammy and Dove Award winner, Amy Grant, live in concert. A night that will get your feet moving and your heart beating. Amy Grant, live in concert, September 22nd at the Virginia Theater in Champaign, Illinois. Tickets are on sale now at amygrant.com. Grab your friends and make plans now for the night you'll be talking about all year.
When you're buying a battery, it's important to look beyond just the price and make sure you're buying a quality battery. So when you're buying one from the big box store, make sure you ask the question, what's the date on this battery? Is it dependable? Sometimes the big box stores have batteries that have been sitting on the shelf for years. Or you can just come to Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable, and buy your battery from the people who only do batteries. Interstate Batteries at 2504 North Madison, Champaign, way out there, but totally worth the drive. How much is dependable worth to you? Interstate Batteries open 6 days a week.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
We just wrapped up the Jay Lehman Hour. It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen, Evan Stone back in studio. Big thanks once again to Jay. It's always fun. But with all the fun we were having, a hair of breaking news to get to here on The Drive. We're going to talk Bears football anyways, right?
Yeah, fits right in.
Fits right in. Monday night game tonight.
Big Bears news.
Huge Bears news as Bears president Kevin Warren sent in a letter to season ticket holders, and now it's made its way onto the Bears app that the Chicago Bears will officially be moving from Soldier Field to Arlington Heights.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give a I'm trying to look it up now.
It is a long letter. It just came across for us. And he goes into details about, it's going to create more than 56,000 construction jobs and 9,000 permanent jobs. They're forecasting a $10 billion in economic impact statewide just from building a new stadium in Arlington Heights. And says this is the type of venue and destination that you all deserved for years, and we are working every day to make progress. This stadium will allow us to have the best home field advantage in the National Football League. While we do not have yet all the answers, we are optimistic about working with the Village of Arlington Heights to obtain necessary approvals and begin building our new home. So you go through it. I'm not seeing anywhere in this, and again, it's a very long letter, to fans. I don't see a specific date we're going to be doing this, by 2027 or 2028 or something like that. But
okay.
But man, okay, so a couple things, my first reaction to this. I mean, he's saying it's a done deal. This is happening. The Bears are moving out of Chicago and into Arlington Heights. But there's still something about this that feels a bit like posturing. I don't want to, but you know what I mean?
It's weird
to not have a specific to say this, but not tell your fans, to not tell the people that would be invested in this. It's happening, and we are going to have a new stadium in place by 2028 or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure off the top of my head, when the Bears contract with the city is up with the Park District. We'll have to look that up real quick. But I don't know, and it's not a mistake or a coincidence that this is happening today when the sports world is going to be focused on Bears-Vikings and Monday Night Football. Smart move by the Bears is what Scott says on the text line. Getting in and out of Soldier Field sucks. He's right. It does suck getting in and out of Soldier Field. I can't deny that. I just got to – but you know what? I went to, like I said last week, I went to a concert on Labor Day. The System of a Down was there.
Yep.
Pretty easy overall to get in and out for that. But when it comes to football, for whatever
it's a whole
reason,
nother animal.
It's a different animal because there's way more tailgating and blah blah blah. You look like you got something over there, Evan.
Well, I'm also perusing through the letter, which is like you said, he really was fitting in his word limit here.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, not a tweet.
No, this is and like you said, a lot of posturing, a lot of this is going to be great. It is weird to do that without a date though.
Yeah.
That does feel posturing, that does feel kind of like we're putting the cart a little bit before the horse. But it does say, this is an interesting thing. It says, this is the year to finalize our stadium plans so we can officially bid to host a Super Bowl in 2031.
Okay.
So that is their ultimate, not ultimate goal, but that is a driving factor in it. And so they got to get the paperwork in, I guess.
Yeah. To that point, usually I think it's the next 4 or 5 Super Bowls are already planned out. So, the math on that would work if they want to, very similar to what the Cowboys did when they unveiled their new stadium. If you want to do something similar to that, and that means if you're going to have a Super Bowl, it is going to be domed, or at least a retractable roof, which is something Kevin Warren has talked about a lot over the last year. So
it says on this too, it says our new stadium with a fixed roof.
Ooh.
That means it doesn't retract.
Oh.
Right? Fixed means it's just a dome.
What's going to happen to the Bears weather then, man? It's not going to be too cold at the new Soldiers Field.
Nope. Maybe you can attract more free agents. I don't know. So we'll be worthy of the most passionate fan base in the NFL and capable of hosting marquee events year-round, from the Super Bowl to the Final Four to global soccer games and concerts.
He's talked about that before. He's talked about wanting to be able to host concerts year-round. That is something I have seen him say multiple times, but just not a coincidence. I don't think that this is being released at this hour on this day, with the Bears-Vikings being the focal point of sports tonight. So, well, there you go. We'll
Interesting.
See. So if you want to see the Bears at Soldier Field, my friend,
better get out there.
You better go check out the tickets.
Hey, Memorial Stadium getting a shout out. For more than 50 years, Soldier Field has been our home, but so too were Wrigley Field, Memorial Stadium, and Staley Field. We hope Arlington Heights will soon join that list, not because of its steel, brick, or glass, but because it will house what is irreplaceable to this franchise: you, our fans, our family. Take care and Godspeed. Sincerely, Kevin Warren, President and CEO, Chicago Bears Football Club.
Who cares? Who cares?
No.
Goodness gracious.
Woo! I feel like Kevin Warren, when he finished that draft, he was like, nailed it.
This is a thing for him. This is his legacy. It's his project. And I mean, I've seen from people that cover the Bears, and I've seen from some fans concerned, like, that's all this guy cares about. It's not putting a winning product on the field, and that's why it's been such a mess with Ryan Poles and blah, 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 and this and that and the other, and this is why you end up with Matt Eberflus. And look, this is his legacy, getting this stadium done. And from there, then maybe the president of football operations will really want more Super Bowls to be happening with the Bears.
I will say, I know there's a lot of real mixed opinions on Kevin Warren, especially here in Illini country.
Yeah,
there's a lot of real, love him, hate him, not a lot of love him. I will say, though, when he gets a singular focus on his mind, he might drop a lot of other bowls, but that focus sometimes it gets done.
Yeah.
So, when he was Big Ten commissioner, he really led the charge in, when the conference realignment really went off the rails. He made sure that the Big Ten was
what it
okay,
is.
And he brings those in. I also agree with Scott and Terre Haute. His legacy is screwing Illini out of the Big Ten championship.
There you go. That's how a lot of Illini fans
That's how we're going to remember him.
That's how Illini fans will
and
remember
that he
Kevin
pronounces
Warren.
the S and says Illinois University.
But that's okay, because now he's at Chicago, Illinois, my friend.
Yeah,
no,
well, dear goodness. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious.
So,
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I don't know. That is interesting. And, no shock that it comes out today. Season's first Monday Night Football game. You get Bears-Vikings and in Soldier Field in Chicago, and they're going to be talking about it during the broadcast, and it'll get fully placed out there.
Yeah, and, of course, you can listen on our sister station, Q96, tonight, and you'll get the reaction from, Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer, and the whole crew on Q96 tonight if you want to listen to the radio broadcast, of course, nationally on Monday Night Football.
Or
you
can go to Pia's, and if you go to Pia's at 1609 Springfield Avenue, they've got a Bears jersey for you to win out there. And they're giving away a jersey. So if you want to listen to it on the radio, you can do that. If you want to watch it if you're going to watch it on TV, you might as well go watch it amongst friends.
There you go.
At Pia's.
Have a good time at Pia's.
And potentially win. I don't know, who the jersey is. Kyle and I talked about this on a Friday. I'm not sure if it's, Mitchell Trubisky or...
I'll tell you what it is. It's Jared Allen. And so I want to win it.
Ooh.
That way because it just says Allen on the back. It'd just be my personalized jersey. I can't win it, but I would like to win it.
Is it real? Do you know?
No, I don't.
I was about to say, how did you get that information?
So full of crap. I'm sorry. Go on, Evan. I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, go watch the game at Pia's. Great atmosphere, great place, great drinks, great specials, and potentially a Bears jersey if you want. If you can win one. But I'm pretty excited for this game tonight. Do you got a feel on it?
Do I have a feel on it? Well, here's the thing. Before this news broke, there was a couple of articles that have made the rounds that I wanted to get your reaction on. Did you see this about the dysfunction of the Bears? And I believe the writer's name is A.J. Tunney. And he's been around the game a long time. I might be getting his name wrong. We'll get into that. But he wrote this 4 or 5 it's like a series of 4 or 5 articles and that he's released online.
Okay.
And he interviewed over 60 former or current Bears employees, people that he says would have been, and it's all anonymous for the most part.
Of course.
Of course. But there's that just painted it in a very, very poor light for the Bears. And it's one of those things like, is this a nothing burger? Is it people that are just angry that aren't there anymore, that have taken the opportunity to rail? Is it true? The basic gist of it, without spoiling too much, is that Ryan Poles had his mind made up in 2022 that they were going to take Caleb Williams if he fell in love with Caleb Williams during that year. And if he had the opportunity to draft the kid, he was going to do it. And in the process, made quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels and Drake May look really bad to the other people in the room when they were scouting and breaking down film.
Okay.
And almost as if you didn't agree with this, then you probably weren't going to be a part of Ryan Poles' inner circle anymore. It's an interesting read. I did read it. I read most of it. But I wanted to get into some of that. There's just a lot around the Bears. Like, it seems like there's always chaos around this organization.
Yeah.
And this year doesn't seem any different as they get set for Monday Night Football. Want to get your feedback and reactions as well, 217-359-2255 on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Justin, this is something that I would agree with him. He's like, why wouldn't you put in a retractable roof? I mean, we're talking about the Bears. Do you think the Packers would ever put a roof over Lambeau? Hell no. That's right. Fire, passion, cold Bears weather. Although I think they usually don't play all that great in the cold. That's just could be the teams they're playing in the cold, too, are usually divisional opponents that are better. But it's a whole new year, right? Whole new regime.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to digest with the Bears. With all this outside garbage going on, this is what, as a fan or somebody who watches, may try to watch with a different eye, go, man, this is really going to affect, or will it affect things whatsoever? Is this going to be a thing for the entire year now? Because it feels like something that Ryan Poles at some point is going to have to answer for. And now you got Kevin Warren's going to have to talk about the new stadium and question marks around Caleb Williams, and I'm exhausted already, dude. They haven't even had one freaking snap, and I'm tired.
I will say this: I've not seen those articles. I was going to ask, is it current or just historical? So Ryan Poles, so it's current. It's about Caleb Williams. Here's what I will say: is if everybody slows down and pauses, even if Ryan Poles fell in love with Caleb Williams and said, this is our guy and everyone else is going to look bad, and if you don't want this guy, you can get out of the room, I honestly don't have a problem with that. I don't think that's an issue at all. We don't even know of you mentioned Jalen Daniels and Drake May and Caleb Williams. We still don't even know which of those three are the best quarterback. So I'm willing to give it some time. If we get 2 years down the road and Caleb Williams is MVP caliber and those two are just kind of, there, heck yeah, I'm glad Ryan Poles cleaned out the room. got rid of everybody. I obviously I don't know the depths of what this is, but at the same time, maybe we get 2-3 years down the road and Jaden Daniels is the MVP and Drake and Caleb are now backups on another team. Then it's a problem.
Well, if you didn't get a chance to look at it over the weekend, or if this is the first time you're hearing about it, like it is for Evan, I was right. It's the writer is Tyler Dunny, and he's been around sports for a long time. He is a very good writer. He really is. But I can understand why so many people are kind of poo-pooing this right now. And it's through golongtd.com. That's where he does his writing.
Okay.
And are you familiar with the term the nut graph? That's like the headline
what?
beneath the headline. The nut graph, okay? That's what grabs your attention in writing, the nut graph. I remember that.
Nut graph?
Nut graph. I learned about that in college, yeah. That's what it's called. There's the headline and then the nut graph.
Get you by
All right. Well, the headline is called The House of Dysfunction, and then it's part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 about the Bears. But this is the nut graph for part 1. The Caleb Williams draft pick was the most embarrassing lack of a process, a fair, impartial process to scouting that I've ever seen in my life, end quote. Take a seat inside Chicago's draft meetings. That's how it starts. So that's kind of what you're in store for on that ride. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be any sort of a real distraction to the Bears tonight. But history has shown to me that this sort of stuff, it always spills over onto the field with this team, with this organization.
Yeah. I'd be interested to read that and see the depths of what he's reporting and talking about and all the anonymous sources, whatever. But at the same time, I do know that the last regime was pretty dysfunctional.
Yeah.
So, Ryan Poles kind of put him in play. But Eberflus and that whole offensive coaching staff, right. Caleb said, there's many times that we didn't, I'm watching film by myself.
Yeah.
Nobody's in there doing any coaching.
And that was always, Caleb's story, and this article or these articles will paint the picture the other way, that Poles was actively keeping things from Eberflus and Shane Waldron, stuff like whether or not Caleb Williams has dyslexia and he just can't read the playbook, if that's a real thing or not. And I can hear people listening right now giggling, someone like, what, is that real? Are you serious? That's something that's been out there, that Caleb Williams might have dyslexia, and that's why he struggled so much learning the process of an NFL system when he came to town at the start of last year. Well, whether that's really true or not, I don't know. If he has dyslexia, I don't know what the struggles were.
I'll tell you what, seeing a little bit of Shane Waldron as an offensive coordinator, I'd keep as much away from him as possible,
goodness.
too.
Well, that was the other thing, is that hire. Let's just call it.
Don't you touch my quarterback. Get away from him.
Yeah, for real. You tried to sell people on Shane Waldron as a guy that was going to compete with Matt LaFleur. Get out of here, dude.
Yeah,
come on now. And Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur, this guy, Shane Waldron, he's going to really light up the scoreboard against those two. Come on.
I think when you're in a position of leadership like Ryan Poles is, you have to be willing to take a stand, to say, okay, I'm sold out on this, and then to lead that charge. I think the vice versa is what we saw in the Hard Knocks with the Giants, where their GM, their owner, is kind of just, what should we do with Saquon? And the owner's I don't want to lose him. I want to keep him. Yeah. He's like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. I want a GM and an owner who are like, nope, this is the direction we're going. Right or wrong, we're going this direction. This is what we're building. This is where we're going to go. You can either get with it or you can get off of it.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate it, but I'm gonna have to read it and see what.
Yeah, I'll let you dive into it. I don't want to. I mean, I don't think I'm leading anyone one way or the other. This is just what's in there. But yeah, it's a lot to digest. And
I will also say this: when you look at major large market teams, it feels like there's always, whether it's manufactured or what, there's New York teams, Chicago teams, LA teams. There's dysfunction. Dallas.
Yeah.
There's just natural dysfunction because they're the major markets. There's tons of voices, tons of opinions, tons of different spider webs that can get into it. So I always take a little bit of grain of salt, We'll see.
We got to catch a break, but real quick, I want to leave with this from the Max Twin City Recycling text line. It's from the 217. Compare Caleb Williams' rookie season to Peyton Manning or a handful of Hall of Famers. This reacting after 1 year is ridiculous. Manning threw 28 interceptions his rookie season. Yeah, I can't argue with that. That's a fair comparison. And also, it leads me back into whether this is just a big nothing burger and this is just a bunch of noise on the outside again, like there always was with Chicago. But
there's always good reporting.
Oh, there's always good reporting. Let me report something for you, sir.
There it is.
Okay, can I report something for you? To you? With you?
Only if it'll keep me safe.
It'll keep you very safe. It's our friends from Busey Bank who make the drive possible. Here's how they keep you safe.
Yep.
Fraud awareness and prevention. From phishing emails and identity theft to credit card fraud and online scams, criminals are constantly finding new ways to deceive unsuspecting individuals. By being informed and vigilant, you can recognize potential scams and take steps to protect yourself. Do things like be skeptical, use strong, unique passwords, be cautious, secure your devices, monitor your finances, and above all, stay informed. Awareness of new tactics will help you recognize and avoid potential scams. Learn more about the latest scams and fraud trends through Busey's financial blog, Busey.com/Money Matters. That's Busey.com/Money Matters. Investment products and services are not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. Thank you once again to Busey Bank for being a sponsor of The Drive. All right. Whew. The Bears got me all worked up. I'm more fired up about all this nonsense. Not one snap is happening. I gotta calm myself down. You know what's going to calm me down? I'm going to go get myself a cup of coffee, I think. That usually keeps me from
Does that calm you down?
Yeah, that usually does the trick. That'll get me level-headed. We are due for a break. We'll dive in more on this. Also, we got to do a little recap of Etched in Stone and Cubs Cards baseball back on tonight. Maybe we'll chat for a moment about the Cubs Hall of Fame game that, well, it wasn't really a fun game for the Hall of Famers that were in attendance, but it happened. It was a thing that happened. We'll do
another blown save.
Yep. Oof. Yeef. But still going better than some people's weekend, right? Yeah, we'll do that next on The Drive.
Fighting Illini football is back as they take on Western Michigan in Memorial Stadium, Saturday, September 13th. It's Family Day and Youth Sports Day. Bring out your family and friends to enjoy some food, tailgating, and Illinois football. Limited tickets remain. For more information and special deals, visit fightingillini.com/promotions.
All right, so let's talk about it. What about Gail Frericks Trucking? How are you with drivers, et cetera? How's it going?
Hey, we're coming down to the time where we're going to get some grain going in the fields. Our regional over-the-road trucks are pretty well full, but what we do is have a couple of spots that we bring in some new people to start out hauling the grain out of the field. They're home every night, they make good money, and they work a lot over 6 or 7 weeks. That's all dictated by the weather, so if the weather's good on the weekend, we're going, and then those people just transition into a regional job when the grain's done.
Awesome. Need good people for that, for sure.
Yep, need 2 or 3 good people for that. We'll be starting here in probably 3 or 4 weeks.
How do you get that process started, Tim Onstadt?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com. They can call the office at 765-793-7131.
And you hit number 4 for that
hit
auto
number
attendant.
4 on the auto attendant, yeah.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
And what about Dixie Chopper? What do you got? Dedicated diesel.
The best prices you'll ever get on a Dixie Chopper. I'm looking at right now the list of a Classic. The regular retails for $18,200. We're going to sell it for $12,500.
What?
Yep.
You're doing commercial. This is a no-brainer.
Yeah, we're gonna sell some of these things and move them out. A $7,500 Z2. We're going to get rid of for $5,000.
Man.
$20,000 Eagle, 72-inch cut. It's there for $13,500.
Wow. It's the fastest lawnmowers in the world called Dixie Chopper. Go to Dedicated Diesel. How would I reach Andy for that?
They can call Andy at 217-328-0562. Visit him at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, or check him out on Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Matt on the Max Twin City Recycling text line says, it's hard to argue about dysfunction with the Bears. They're almost as bad as the Cowboys, and I love them. It's ESPN Radio 93.5. This is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. Evan Stone as well in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Having some fun.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. The Bears, it's just, it's a thing. But we could switch gears into something else. We can move away from the drama that always seems to surround the Bears organization if you would like. You want to put the drama on you?
No.
Okay, we don't have to do that. We don't have to put the drama on you.
I mean, you can put it on me.
No.
Etchin Stone did not do well this past week again. It's basically becoming stone cold.
I don't have it queued up.
That's
the Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Here's the thing:
music.
is this was a rough week, and not rough. Last week was rough because we went 1-4, and honestly, they weren't even really that close. This was a rough week because we went 1-4, and everything was by about half a point.
Yeah,
half a point to a full. I mean, it was a frustrating day. We took Iowa State to win by 3.5. They won by 3.
Yeah.
They were winning pretty much that was just ugly. They should have won by more. We took Ole Miss to win by 10. Kentucky kicked a last-second field goal to lose by 7.
They did. I was watching that one because I was with you on both of those.
That hurt.
College football wasn't good to me this
That
weekend.
hurt.
But
we took the Kansas-Mizzou over, and that hit almost by halftime. Like, that was an easy – that was the one that went according to plan. We took Houston plus 3.5. I mean, they were driving to win the game, and just one of the best punch outs, Peanut Tillman fumbles, and the Rams win that one. And then I don't know.
Hell?
That's what I was saying all weekend. I don't know what happened in Cincinnati. We took Cincinnati minus 5.5, and they win by 1
with the Browns
over Cleveland.
But this goes back to the weirdness of Week 1, sir.
Dude, that was tough.
I think it was our guy Heath on the Max Twin City Recycling text line on Friday or Thursday. He was like, "Look, it's Week 1. Weird, wild stuff happens.
You never know."
Hey, Cowboys played pretty good football on Thursday night, right? I gotta own mine too. I was like, they're gonna get smashed into smithereens. That they might have been the best game they play all year, but
Yep, but I will say that if you follow us on socials, the first ever bonus bet that only went out on socials.
Yeah, that was on Twitter and Instagram.
Didn't go over the air, just went out on socials.
Yep.
Want to know? It hit.
Yeah.
We took USC minus 29.
Well done.
And the Clay Helton Bowl made it happen.
Yeah.
So
can I tell you where I had some success? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to steal your thunder. These were not etched in stone.
That's
These
not
were
stealing thunder. I mean,
this was
maybe
really
we should be listening to you from now on.
Yeah, let's go all in with Allen. Can we get that sponsored? You look at it. No, here's what I got for you. So these were live bets that were placed. All right, I hit on the Lions getting it within 20.5 against the Packers because I just had a feeling they had one more touchdown in them to make sure they broke that, and they ended up losing.
So that was a live bet?
That was a live bet. Okay, so these two are live bets that hit on. Broncos and Titans, that was an under 34.5. I think the betting line when it started was 40 or 42, a low-scoring game. Broncos win that one 20-12, so there's a live bet.
Okay.
Now, here's the stuff that was treated me well, and it was all in the Sunday night game, which was a fun game last night.
Oh, my gosh.
Stayed up late and enjoyed that one. It was all about the Bills and Baltimore last night for me, the Ravens. I took the over, 50.5. Easy over. Josh Allen, if you haven't watched him play in the last 5 years, he tends to score a touchdown every game with his legs. So does Derrick Henry. So those are my touchdown props I rolled with.
Oh, wow.
And I thought passing-wise, 200 yards for Lamar was easy money. He got to 209. Made me sweat. He was at 194 with 7 minutes to go in the game, and all of a sudden they went into running mode, which maybe they should have kept throwing. I also took Dalton Kincaid at plus 25. And I had Josh Allen over 250. So that paid me pretty well. But the winner of the night, FanDuel does this thing. They're not sponsoring us. This is just something they do.
Okay.
That I happen to do very well on. It's the touchdown jackpot. So if you pick somebody that you think is going to be an anytime touchdown scorer,
Okay.
first or last, you can win a share of some cash. And I rolled with Zay Flowers. I won a little bit extra money out of that.
There we go.
So it was a very...
Is that just a single bet? You just pick someone to score?
Yeah. If they're first or last, you can get a little something out of it. So I rolled with Zay and got a little extra change on that one. So it was a nice Sunday night. I got gas money for today. Okay, maybe a little bit of beer money for the weekend. We'll see.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, good job.
Our guy Pork Chop on the Max Twin City Recycling text line says, look at the Bengals second half yards gain stat. Yeah, it was... not great.
I didn't see it break down half by half, but I did. I just pulled it up, and Joe Burrow was 14 for 23 for 113 yards.
Yeah.
You paid big old bucks.
Was that the word you were looking for?
There was maybe another word, but big old
no.
buku bucks for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and
Yeah.
you throw for 113 yards.
Yeah, not great.
Chase Brown, 21 carries for 43 yards. That's not a good...
What are we doing with our guy Chase? Come on now.
That is not a good
Come on.
YPC. So, man, yeah, T. Higgins leads the way receiving with 3 catches for 33 yards, and dude, it's that was just an ugly game. Not as ugly though as the game that we got locked into regionally here, Indianapolis and Miami.
Hey, is Daniel Jones the greatest quarterback in Colts history or not? Let's answer that right now, huh?
He might have the greatest first game in Colts history.
Uh-huh.
You know, like Kyle and I talked about this on Friday. I said, I'm not as big of a Daniel Jones hater as everyone else is. I'm a little bit on, he said I was on Daniel Jones fan island. I said, I wouldn't go that far. But then he texted me over the weekend and he said, you might be looking pretty good on that island because this is pathetic.
It was a beat down and a half. And also big shout out to Kyle for filling in. I haven't had a chance to mention that yet. Kyle, thank you so much, brother. And the great Kyle Tosk will be back with us throughout the rest of the year. He's going to be chiming in plenty about Illini hoops and other sports takes. But
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the Colts looked really, really good without Anthony Richardson. They looked really competent with a better O-line and an attacking defense. Where's that been? Oh. So that was impressive to see out of Indianapolis. And just made the Dolphins look lost.
There's
for 4 quarters.
there's a couple teams I want to call out real quick right here in the NFL that I was impressed with. That I thought looked good. The Colts are one.
Yep.
And once again, week 1. So I don't know how much this is about a team itself and versus the team they were playing against. So are the Colts good or the Dolphins really bad? I don't know yet, but the Colts were impressive. I was really impressed with the Raiders. Boy, they look like just a gritty team that is going to be hard, to get out.
The Pete Carroll effect. Apparently, he's not too old just yet to coach in the NFL. How about it?
Yeah, I guess. And then obviously, I hate to say it, but boy, the Green Bay Packers look good.
Say it.
The Green Bay Packers look good.
Yeah. Free yourself. I've done it. Free yourself from that burden. Say it.
I took them on Friday to win the division.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that.
I didn't get to listen on Friday. I'm going to go back and listen to the podcast. I didn't get to listen on Friday.
we went through all of our divisions, and I wanted to hate. We were live at Pia's when that Micah Parsons trade came through, and I wanted to hate on it. And as more and more details came out, it was just like, oh my gosh, peanuts for the best defensive player in the NFL. And gosh, they look good on Sunday.
The Lions looked like a completely different team. I know, one game, small sample size. But the number of Matt Patricia memes that I saw going around comparing Dan Campbell to him without Ben Johnson.
Not somebody you want to be compared to.
My goodness. Like, come on now. Don't do that to our guy Dan Campbell just yet.
Well, what was funny is he was coming out. They were doing the halftime interview. So as they're going into the locker room, and they pull him aside, and they're like, hey, talk to us about the first half, all that good stuff. And he went off on this whole thing about, hey, we got him right where we wanted him. That's where we needed. We needed to stop there. We had to put some points on the board. Now we get the ball coming out of half, and we're going to get this thing done. We got him right where we want him. It was like, you should tell your team that. Man,
I know that fellow Bears fans don't want to hear this. Matt LaFleur, Matt LaFleur. Why did I bring up LaFleur?
The Packers coach?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. Yeah, Matt LaFleur.
I was gonna say, you're on the right track.
I'm on the right my brain, the hamster fell off the wheel. He's just on another level. He's just on another level with his coaching. That's exactly where I was going with it.
Well, and
you know what I did? I thought Matt Flynn. That's what I did. I was, why the hell am I talking about other Packer legend, Matt Flynn, who got a lot of money from the Seahawks? No, Matt LaFleur is just on a different level than a lot of NFL coaches.
Well, and that defense looked so disruptive.
Yeah. He's got a wrecking crew on his defense now.
So I don't know to do any of that, but I do tonight like where the Bears are headed.
I'm going to save that at any time. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to talk about that.
And I'm good there. Yeah, Bears. I feel good about the Bears going into tonight.
Yeah, who knows what the Vikings are yet? We keep saying that. I mean, I've seen people, other analysts say they're going to be a 500 team this year. I've seen others say, well, you saw what happened last year with a journeyman quarterback with a failed reclamation project. What do you think they're going to do with J.J. McCarthy? So who knows?
Well, I was coming to check out the injury report again because I know there were some big injuries for tonight's game.
Yeah,
Harrison Smith,
a lot of guys out. Yeah,
safety for the starting safety. He's out tonight with an illness. Come on, bro, it's week 1.
You don't know what the illness is. Don't downplay the illness.
Jeez. Elijah Williams, one of their good defensive ends, out, hamstring. But then with the Bears, you got a lot of questionables. And a doubtful that's big. So
who's the doubtful for tonight?
TJ Edwards.
Yeah, that's
linebacker.
Rough. Yeah.
Doubtful with a hamstring.
A lot of guys in the secondary.
Tyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, Roshan Johnson, Josh Blackwell, all questionable for tonight. So, yeah.
We'll see.
A lot of injuries on week 1.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I was watching what Parsons was doing against Penei Sewell in that game yesterday, and I had this wave of terror wash over me going, Penei Sewell's one of the best left tackle. He's one of the best tackles in all of football. Like we're talking about a guy that's in the team photo, as I like to say, of 5 best guys at that position, and he was having just a nightmare with Parsons. And then I thought, Braxton Jones is going to be out there at some point. That's going to be a thing that probably happens.
Maybe.
One of the other 4 left tackles on the Bears roster. Maybe they'll be out there instead, but good Lord. You better find somebody to chip block him. You better find somebody to help when Bears and Packers line up against each other. And that's not just the Bears. Like, he's going to be a problem for all the left tackles in the division.
Yeah. You know what? Bring it all the way around full circle. They're going to have to just game plan the way that Illinois did the second half against Duke. And I think that's like
here we go.
Yeah, I think that's the move when you play against the Packers this year. A lot of quick throws, a lot of slants, a lot of RPOs, a lot of stuff to get the ball out of Caleb's hands and use their speed against him. Hopefully, so a lot of screens.
But that's the Packers I'm talking about. We're talking Vikings.
Yeah, the Bears are going to put it. I'm gonna say this right now, which probably part of the Stone Cold takes. Maybe you don't want to take my advice. The Bears are going to put a beating on the Vikings tonight. I feel really good about this Bears team. Maybe I'll be sitting here 24 hours from now saying, "Wow, I don't know sports, obviously," but I think tonight, right now the Bears are a 1.5 underdog, and I think they win it by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm fine with that take. I'm not going to fight you on that. Look, everything's been built around Caleb Williams, and that includes all this outside drama that's come out over the weekend from the Tyler Dunny articles. If you want to go and check those out, you can. But it all falls on his shoulders, man. You've got a completely revamped offensive line. You know what the rushing attack is, and it should be a bit more comfortable since it's Ben Johnson's rushing attack that has done very, very well with Detroit, and DeAndre Swift's a little familiar with it. You went and got, the receivers you needed. Luther Burden being a guy that you were able to snag in the second round and being a part of the offense already, at least expected to be. So it all falls on QB1's shoulders. We'll see what he does tonight, man. But you come out and you get a strong W on Monday Night Football. That's the thing. With Monday Night Football, the nation's watching, and that's where you make your strongest impressions, and you can kind of control your narrative, so to speak, for the rest of the NFL season. So we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah. I'm feeling good. I wanted to look up real quick on ESPN Bet with just what the team props were, but do we have to catch a break?
We're okay, man.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, what do you got for me?
Okay.
We're good. We got one more break to take before the top of the hour.
Well, I don't have anything yet. I'm efforting it.
Oh, well, okay. Here's the line that I do know. For real. Here's the line that I do know.
Okay.
That this came out after, like, minutes after the Packers beat the Lions. The Lions are still 4.5-point favorites against the Bears when they line up against each other.
Really?
Yeah. The Lions, despite that loss yesterday, didn't do anything to. Now, again, the Bears haven't played, so that's a part of it.
Right.
But one would think maybe, that's why I don't live in Las Vegas.
Where's it at?
Shefty had it. Adam Schefter had it, who's a fine reporter you may have heard of for ESPN. Of course, we are ESPN 93.5 The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That's Evan Stone. And that's what we call killing some time while Evan looks up his facts.
Goodness gracious.
I know.
What the hell?
I'm trying my best.
Who cares?
I'll tell you.
Nobody, apparently.
I will tell you what. The touchdown props, they're all plus money.
For tonight?
Justin Jefferson, DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones Sr., Jordan Mason, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, TJ Hawkinson, Adam Thielen. They're all plus money to score a touchdown.
What's Thielen at? I'm curious about it because he just came back to town. What's
plus 400?
Oh.
Adam Thielen gets a touchdown. He gets plus 400.
Where are the Bears tight ends on there? You haven't mentioned Kmet or
Loveland is at plus 425.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cole Kmet's at plus 600. Luther Burden plus 650. I'm telling you, I might have to have some fun on these touchdown props. So
I'm intrigued.
That's intriguing.
The wheels are a-turning.
They
All
are
right.
spinning.
All right. I got to think about this one. We got to catch a break. We'll do a little bit more Monday Night Football. Of course, we got to mention as well, Cardinals back on the airways, a late one tonight here on ESPN 93.5 on the road at Seattle. So more to get into next. It's The Drive.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on moneyline, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work. We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papa Del's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheese, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad. Built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's BERGtanksinc.com. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
At Coach House Garages, buildings are more than just garages and backyard sheds. By combining your imagination with their experience, generations of Amish craftsmanship, and the finest quality materials, they build a garage that fits all of your specifications at a budget you can live with. To learn more about what Coach House of Champaign and Danville offers, visit them online at CoachHouseGarages.com or call at 217-351-9073.
More than just a garage. It's a Coach House.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. My name's Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Man, we've had a busy one today. Jay Lehman Hour coming up in just a few. If you missed any of Jay earlier, you can catch more. And we cover a lot. Cover a lot with Jay from the Illini's big win over Duke on Saturday. Turning the page, looking ahead to Western Michigan this weekend. We talk fashion. We talk hairstyles. We talk hyenas. We get popped quizzed, I'm sure. Although my brain is still a little fuzzy from the weekend, so we'll see how it goes. Also, brain's a little fuzzy from all the Bears talk. Cardinals on the air later this evening on the road at Seattle. You can catch that one here on ESPN 93.5. And pregame right around 8:15-ish, if I'm not mistaken. It's during the 8 o'clock hour for sure. Cubs are on our sister station, US 105.9, if you are looking for them. You're tapping the pin, so I hear it. That means you got something on your mind.
Well,
Or maybe I'm wrong.
No, I got lots on the mind. It's just what do we have a chance to talk about?
Well, we got some time. Hit me with what's right there.
Well,
in the
here's
frontal lobe. What's going on?
A couple things on the front lobe because I wasn't able to be here for the entire of the Jay Lehman hour. I will say this. I'll throw this out there. This morning, so I was gone most of today. We had kind of a staff retreat meeting for my
cool.
my real job.
Hey, now this is a real job.
My other real job. And
this is my only job. Don't say it's not a real job, okay?
And we had supplied for us Parlor Donuts.
You did?
And so we had Parlor Donuts for the whole staff, and they are incredible. And I do just want to send this out. Parlor Donuts is hooking us up with Illini tickets.
Oh, yeah.
For Western Michigan
Sold out
on
game.
Saturday, 6 p.m. 6:36.
Yeah, but
6:30.
Pregame starts at 6, and it's on NBC. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So also just announced by the University of Illinois and other people. Illinois at Indiana time has been announced. 6:30 p.m. start. So that's prime time on NBC. So that's going to be a big game.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that came on NBC.
Yes, but I was talking about the tickets that Parlor would like to give our listeners to Western Michigan.
Man, I'm a dummy.
On Saturday. No, you're not.
I got
Don't
way
say
ahead
that
of,
about
listen.
yourself.
Okay, I shouldn't admit
You're great,
this. Something.
man.
I drank a lot of beer over the weekend. I drank a lot of beer. Like it was a celebration of. As Rick James once said, it's a celebration. And
is that what he said?
I'm leaving a word out.
Screw your couch.
He talked about the couch too.
Yeah.
But yes, my brain fog is almost all the way gone. Yes.
Thank you,
Western
Jeff.
Michigan.
Jeff texts in Western Michigan. It's going to be on FS1, Fox
All
Sports
right,
1.
my man. Thank you, Jeff.
Which is also a good channel. So that's at 6:30 this Saturday. So if you want tickets to that game, it's sold out. It's sold out. So you can't go to the ticket center. People and get them from them.
The box office?
That's the words. That's what we're looking for. But you can get them from us if you would like them. Courtesy of Parlor Donuts and Jets Pizza.
There you go.
Text Illini, ILLINI to 217-359-2255. That's the Max Twin City Recycling text line, 217-359-2255 for your chance to win tickets to a sold-out game this weekend.
There you go.
And then, yes, next week, Illinois, Indiana, prime time.
On NBC.
On NBC.
There you go. Okay, I got to respond to a text from Daniel on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. He says, "Oh, great! Looks like your System of a Down show and all the other concerts at Soldier Field ruined the turf. Ruined the turf. Now people are texting like crazy for the line. That's my bad. Video of the grounds crew trying to fix it online. Couple things there, sir, Daniel. Couple things. One, I was not on the field. I had a very comfortable seat. I have said this before. I'm of the age where I don't want to stand all night unless I'm wearing the back brace, and then I'll stand, okay? That's the first thing.
Yep.
And I was not. I was in a very comfortable seat. Two, I'm pretty sure it was those rowdy, crazy Oasis fans that tore up the field and not anybody that was watching System of a Down last Monday, okay?
Dude, those crazy Oasis fans.
I've seen those hooligans that like Oasis, all right, I've seen what happens when Champagne Supernova comes on, and it's ugly.
It's
buddy.
ugly.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like it doesn't. I mean, a squirrel could walk across Soldier Field and that turf is ruined.
Well, that's true.
So I don't think there's
Think about-
really anything.
Yeah, how many Bears players' ankles have just been wrought, destroyed, ruined because of that field?
Man. Oh, hey, I know Dan. What's up, Dan?
You know,
Texting in.
Dan, what's up, Dan?
Yeah, Dan's a good dude. Here's the other thing is we didn't talk about this with the Bears moving and a fixed roof.
Yeah.
I pray to everything that they will not go turf field.
Ooh.
Even with a fixed roof. We need grass.
Yeah.
I do not want to see artificial turf. I need football on real grass.
I can hear the argument for the other side of that going, imagine Roma Dunze flying down the field on turf, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can hear it. I can hear people saying you need the turf.
The amount of excitement I had for Illinois Duke this weekend when they were playing on a grass field, I was like, oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. But, tis what it is.
Not what it ain't.
Not what it ain't. Have you seen the documentary on what was that music festival from the 70s?
Woodstock was in the 60s.
That's the one. So have you seen have you seen the documentary on the Woodstock in the 90s that fell apart?
Yeah, I saw some of that.
Oh man, what is it called? But I just when you said Oasis, that just reminded me of when they booked that entire event, and they're booking bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit and
Metallica
and all this stuff, and then Jewel.
And
Jewel came out on stage, and the place she's giving an interview in this documentary. She's like, I just wasn't prepared. I had no idea. And that poor girl at the time.
Here's a random one for you. I'm gonna throw out. Do you know who played after Jewel that day?
Kid Rock.
Yes.
Is that right?
Kid Rock, and before Kid Rock, they called it a double dose of Detroit. Because before he went on,
Eminem.
Nope, the Insane Clown Posse went on, and they had ICP went on, and they had people throwing bottles of Faygo Pop everywhere.
That's
and
right.
Then,
Eminem wasn't even around.
And then when Kid Rock went on, he had people picking up the plastic bottles of Faygo and throwing them in the air. And then there was poor Jewel. Didn't go.
Come here to see Jewel, and then Insane Clown Posse. Trainwreck, that's what it is.
Trainwreck, yeah. It's got Woodstock and the Poop Cruise on Netflix. Thank you, 217, for that one.
Yeah.
We've had a good one. We've had some fun. Jay Lehman on the way. Cardinals baseball on later tonight. We're back to our usual stuff tomorrow.